Hello, gorgeous Aries. Welcome to your weekly reading with me. We're going to dive in and see what is going on for you guys in the week ahead, or my angels. So let's just dive straight in. Let's see. I'm going to get you out an animal spirit because I do love to use these cards for like a theme or extra messages. You have Firefly. So what this means, and you also have the Hummingbird here on the bottom of the deck too, and they kind of look very similar. And what I know about these cards, I will try to read them like intuitively, see what else comes up with a tarot card or two. But Firefly is saying that there is some really cool moments of inspiration coming up during this week, and energy and momentum. But of course, it's not always long lived. So it's about taking advantage of ideas and inspiration that comes up, and any energy. If you just randomly go, today I got more energy than normal, then use it, all right, because it might not be there for very long. So let's take advantage of these ideas and creative moments for sure. And then Hummingbird is all about being present as well. So we have a couple of messages here around that. Let's see what else. Let's get you another card out with Firefly. Let's see, why is Firefly here for the week? Ace of Cups. That's really interesting because this is a card about love. It's a card about self-love, maybe even as well. I'm going to dive in a bit more. And Hierophant. If you're in a relationship, this is a really good time to make sure that you make the most of your energy. Sometimes in relationships, you know, you kind of get so used to the mundane, and especially if you've got children or things are just busy in life, it can be really hard to always show up for each other. So I do feel like there's some romance coming up for a lot of you, especially those in relationships already. And again, that Firefly says that same thing of make sure you're still connecting with one another. Okay, make sure that you use the most of those little moments that you have with each other, where you might not be, you know, busy, for example. So that's one thing, because Ace of Cups and the Hierophant is a major combination of love coming up for a lot of you guys, are my angels. If I'm going to say for those who are completely out of love and this doesn't relate to you, then the Ace of Cups can of course be about self-love, and the Hierophant can be about your faith. All right, and maybe it's about your faith with spirit. Maybe the Firefly is you and spirit, you know, in a partnership together during this week. But again, this is a lot of love coming up for you. That's what I gotta say so far. All right, let's dive into the rest of your tarot. Some of you could be proposed to at this time if you're not already, because this is a card of marriage. Okay, let's see. What's going on for my Aries during this week? We'll take these two. Time to go. An orphaned energy. That's so interesting. So the orphaned energy is this feeling of feeling abandoned, right? Feeling like you've not got anyone around you, or feeling alone in your problems. I always say with this card, it is kind of a sign that you've been through something maybe quite traumatic, and since then you've been carrying these difficult feelings. The time to go almost feels like moving away from this feeling of neglect and feeling orphaned, or again, feeling like you've not got anyone around you. Some of you may have had like a really badly failed relationship in the past, and maybe that's affecting you in terms of love, or because time to go is about leaving situations behind that make you feel less than. And for some of you, that could be relationships, but I just feel like in the overall, the grand scheme of things, you're moving away from anything that doesn't offer you love and commitment. So if you're talking to anyone, let's say you're single, you're speaking to anyone, or maybe even in terms of job, right? If it's not something that lights you up, and it's not something that, you know, you have a lot of faith in, not just in terms of like fears, that's fine and normal, but I do feel like this is a time to actually to leave things behind that may be leaving you behind. Does that make sense? Let's carry on and see what else is going through for my gorgeous Aries. So it does look like you're choosing love at this time. You're choosing a new beginning for a lot of you. Angel of Balance coming through over the Firefly says it's a really important time to balance your energy. And then we have Blossoming Abundance and Victory, which looks really amazing for, again, whatever abundance is to you. For a lot of you guys, it could be wealth and finances coming in. There's a lot of victory coming in there. Maybe recognition in some way. Blossoming Abundance could just be just having a lot of things around you that you are grateful for. Okay, so we have a mixture of a week. Let's just get the rest of the cards out so we can paint a big picture, and we'll see what else is coming through. Spirit's asking for a bit of courage during this week from you guys, Aries. Let's get one more. and being impartial. So again, another sign about balance. But impartiality is also understanding that there are two sides to a story, and not to use your bias to make decisions, basically. In this, I have to mention a story because it can be helpful to understanding what this card really, how it can show up in your life. The angel of balance is here, which you have twice. And two neighbors are basically arguing over the shared fence and what color they want to paint it. And they're arguing. And she says, okay, like you can now put each other in each other's shoes to see beauty from each other's eyes, or to see the opinion from each other's shoes. So it's almost again about not making decisions based on closed-mindedness and on your bias. It's really about being open to both sides of the story. Okay, my angels. So, and then you have courage, which says, I find it in the strength to face fear with confidence. Okay, so a lot going on. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to dive straight into the tarot because I want to know what's going on for you guys during the week. Overall energy of this week, a theme, the Five of Cups. So there is a chance that your feelings are a bit out of whack. During this time, you could be focusing a little bit more on the negative, feeling a bit disappointed with how things are going in your life currently. You're showing up as a Ten of Pentacles though, so you are showing up stable regardless of that. You're showing up strong in your commitments to your future. Challenge for the week is mixed feelings and emotions, some confusion, lack of closure. And advice for the week for Aries is the Ace of Pentacles, like a fresh start, maybe a new career opportunity for some. Let's dive in. Why is Firefly here? Ace of Pentacles. So again, that is your advice as well. So take advantage of any inspiration that you guys have or any ideas and actually ground it in that moment. Don't wait and say, okay, I'll do that. I'll do this tomorrow though. I have a really good idea, but I'll write it down tomorrow, or I'll do it tomorrow. No, you're going to do it now in that moment, because it will pass you by otherwise, right? That energy might not come back up again and you might forget about it. I think Virgo had this card last week, and what I was saying is like a really relatable thing. I don't know if you can relate to it, Aries, but there have been times where I'm in bed and I'm about to sleep and my brain's just going and I have this really amazing idea, but I'm so comfortable that I'm like, I'll just remember that in the morning. I'll make sure I remember. And I wake up and I completely forget. And I don't even remember that I was supposed to remember something. So it's use your moment. If I had woken up and wrote down those ideas, I probably would be a millionaire by now, but I didn't. So choosing a little bit of discomfort during this week to make sure that you get something done whilst you have the energy. That could even be cleaning in the home, whatever it is for you guys. The Ace of Pentacles is saying this is a really good fresh start. So your advice would be taking advantage of those moments of inspiration. The Ace of Cups with the Hierophant. What is the message here around this? The Hierophant, again, kind of solidifying that, again, this could be around some form of commitment that you have with someone. This definitely, okay, so this could really be business or love. If you are dealing with love, it's hard to say. I mean, because I don't know which one you would be, Aries, because you're a fire sign, but we have a Queen of Pentacles, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and we have a King of Swords, Libra, Aries, and Gemini. Two of Wands. This looks like a conversation about the future, a conversation about expanding something. So maybe this is just like a brand new beginning of something that you're actually going to really enjoy. Sometimes the King of Swords can be like someone who deals with the figures and the data and the information, right? Lawyers or accountants and stuff like that. This could be someone who's quite helpful there. Queen of Pentacles could be someone who knows how to nurture something to life. So either way, it looks a bit like a commitment or a conversation about the future. Okay, and again, it can be love, yes. It does feel like there's expansion there when the Two of Wands comes up though. Maybe you want to grow the family, or maybe you guys just want to move to a bigger place, or whatever it might be. Maybe you want to buy a place for the first time. It just feels a bit like that. Why is this orphaned energy in the reading? The Ten of Swords. So yeah, there is some ending coming up. What is the ending? Page of Pentacles. Orphaned energy. It could very well be that there's been some difficulty in letting go of some loss or ending in your life. Page of Pentacles is interesting, really, really random. But I just have to say, for some, this is not prediction. It's something that's clearly already happened. So don't get worried that I'm predicting something. I'm not. But this could be specifically someone who may have passed early, or maybe even a project that just didn't get to reach its peak. I'm almost getting this energy with the Page of Pentacles that it was still young. That's what I'm getting with that, or it's too early. But Page of Pentacles, of course, away from that message could be an idea, right, that maybe didn't work out. Page of Pentacles being of what ended. Maybe you guys maybe missed an opportunity in terms of like a course or to learn something. Ten of Swords again is an ending. That thing's completed. It's time to let that go. 10 of Wands is like a really hard time letting that go. I wonder why. I mean, for if it is like a loss, then I understand that and take your time with that. But Orphaned energy is kind of asking for you to move forward with your life, right? That's really what it's asking, not to stay where you feel this energy, not to stay where there's been a loss or, again, a traumatic or difficult situation or event, okay? Where is time to go here? The Ace of Cups, exactly what it is. It's walking away from feelings and emotions that just are not fulfilling you, that are not helping you to grow or evolve or to be happy ultimately. So it is about leaving things behind. But what is it that you're calling Aries to leave behind? These came up reversed. So I'm going to say anything that's not helping you, right? The High Priestess reverse is about not listening to your intuition. Ten of Pentacles reverse is not really dedicating yourself to your future and your legacy. The Queen of Swords would be things that are not helping you to see clearly. The Knight of Swords is things that are not helping you to be determined and clear. Similar vibes. So I feel like turning this in the upright is really getting grounded. So what you're being called to leave behind is, again, anything blocking this energy. Trusting your gut, moving towards your future and long-term stability. You know, some of you, there could be some difficult things in the family, for example, and that's something that you're deciding to walk away from. Then we have the Angel of Balance and Impartiality. So I'm going to clarify them together. And this is where more love comes in. So this is a big time about unconditional love and I was going to say forgiveness, and it could be the sense here, but it's really about compassion. The Ace of Cups is all about finding peace in situations. So the Angel of Balance is coming through definitely to open up a little bit more love in your life and to see things from other people's eyes too. That's really, especially maybe a love interest, but I think it is just about seeing things through the eyes of love, which can be hard when we're hurt. All right, and we then have Victory. Why is Victory here for the week? The Knight of Cups. So this can again be you deciding to overcome some fears or anxieties and to push through difficult feelings and emotions to get to new territory. I love this card for you. So see, when you go through that uncomfortable energy, you are going to see some changes coming up in your life, or you're going to see that you're coming outside your comfort zone at least. Blossoming Abundance. 10 of Wands reversed. Blossoming Abundance. Ace of Swords, and it's kind of coming up reversed too, but what is the Blossoming Abundance representing? Six of Swords, moving forward. Seven of Pentacles. This feels like, again, like being able to get an idea on maybe something you're already growing and to make it better. So that could be a project or a plan, or again, a new home or something. It just feels a little bit like something might require some work, but the Magician is all about manifesting, which makes some sense with that. I'm also getting the sense that whatever you're struggling to let go of, you can have more of that. I think it's just based on your willpower, knowing that, okay, when you let go of conflict, you let go of the old, we learn our lessons and we move forward and move on with our life, you're going to see that you're able to manifest new things. So that Ace of Swords is a little bit about knowing, like sticking with the truth here in the facts and clarity. Why is the Five of Cups here for the energy of the week? The Knight of Swords. So some of you might not get the information that you're wanting during this time. Maybe you're disappointed again that you're not feeling determined enough during this week. Go easy on yourself. But this feels a little bit like maybe there's a delay in something that you were expecting to hear back from, or maybe a little bit of difficult news. Let's see. Why is this here? This is that orphaned energy in the Two of Swords. So some of you guys are definitely feeling a little bit disconnected from spirit or just from your path for sure. Five of Pentacles can again be that loss or lack. Two of Swords is needing to make a decision from a difficult place, right? And for a lot of you, this is about it's time to go. Ten of Pentacles in the energy of Aries. Judgment. So this is about you deciding to do things for your bigger picture. So it feels like that there's going to be some news that you guys might have already got, and it just feels a little bit like it's been, beating you up inside almost, or eating you up inside, I think is the phrase. And this week it's almost like you realize that you have to do something to move forward. Otherwise, this is just going to keep making you feel disappointed and keep focusing on the negative and focusing on what you don't have. So this firefly energy feels like a little bit like that light in the darkness that's coming up, that you are getting glimpses of hope. You are getting glimpses of a new emotional beginning, maybe new love on the horizon for you guys if you've been through a really bad breakup or divorce. And I feel like that's why courage is here, because it's not always easy. It's not always easy. And I think that's why courage is there. So Judgment and the Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles really is about you surrendering to your future and realizing that it's for a bigger picture. That the actions that you have to take during this week, this time to go, this kind of packing yourself back up again and moving forward with your life, it feels difficult. It does feel like a heavy week. Again, maybe you guys are still grieving something, and again, let yourself grieve. That's fine, but don't stay there. All right. If you're able to, pick yourself up and let's keep moving. But grief kind of never really leaves you. It just kind of, we get stronger to carry it. And I think this is a part of your journey with that. All right, so you guys could see that there will be an increase in your finances as well, by the way, during this time too. King of Wands. And I do also feel like this is a part of you becoming more ambitious. I feel like something's going to affect your career later down the line, which feels very good, by the way. Maybe you're going to find yourself being a leader in some way or announcing some big project coming up soon. All right, Seven of Cups in your challenge. Feelings are a bit of a blockage for you guys. So again, with Temperance going here, find harmony. Take some time out. When your feelings get too intense, take some time out and really balance yourself here. Look at things impartially. Four of Cups can suggest that. I feel like you have the ups and downs for sure this week. The Seven of Cups feels like ups. Four of Cups feels like downs. Downs where you feel like you're just rejecting everything. You don't want anything. You feel a bit miserable. You feel a bit upset and you just push everything away. And Seven of Cups is a little bit of that high. At least in this card, I see it as that. Temperance says balance. All right, find a balance in the middle of these two. The actual meaning behind the Seven of Cups is confusion. And it feels emotionally there's a lot going on. So again, give yourself grace here. Ace of Pentacles as advice. With the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Balancing your emotions for sure. And this is about a fresh start, especially financially. Yeah, and Ten of Swords too. So it's almost again about starting fresh and letting go of whatever has ended in your life and understanding there is a new day rising. Okay. Yeah, Six of Swords, moving towards calmer times. Some of you, this will be new people. Some of you will be deepening a love connection. Of course, it depends where you are in your journey. Because the Eight of Cups really is looking to find the Two Cups. So some of you are, like, if let's say you went through a really bad breakup a long time ago, it feels like maybe you've been stuck there, but now you're going into relationships and understanding that that's what's gonna not only boost your confidence but put yourself back out there. Some of you, this could be business partnerships, right, as well, or again, you've just been feeling low and you're understanding that these feelings are not helping you to grow anymore. And I do feel like a bit of advice as well for some of you is leaning on others, and that could be a partner. Let's say you're going through your own journey of loss and difficult feelings, and it could be a person coming up for you who a lover, for example, who might be there beside you, who might be able to help you to start fresh in some way, whatever it is. Okay, my angel. Glimpses of hope seems to be the message for you guys during this week. But I hope that's made some sense to you. It's like a bit of a, like an up and down for sure, but empowering in a way that it does feel like this week you are making a decision to start moving forward, you know, and to manage these feelings that you've got going on by planting some seeds with these seeds of inspiration that are coming up with you with the firefly, to move towards victory and abundance, because you can have whatever it is that you desire. I just think We're having to move away from pessimism or dwelling, okay? And surrendering to a bigger picture. Okay, my angels. But that's what I got for you. I hope this reading has made some sense to someone out there. And if it did, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.